Good morning. Welcome back to reading the book of Joshua. We're going to begin in just a moment. First, before we begin, Father, as I read and receive your word, may it deeply be rooted in me, so when difficulty comes, it will be your word that encourages and strengthens me. Amen. So, as I said, we're in the book of Joshua. We're going to continue on with chapter 16, the inheritance of Ephraim and West Manasseh. The allotment to the descendants of Joshua extended from the Jordan River near Jericho, east of the waters of Jericho, through the wilderness and into the hill country of Bethel. From Bethel, that is Luz, it ran over to Adaroth and the territory of the Arkites. Then it descended westward to the territory of the Japhilites as far as lower Beth Horon, then to Gezer, and on over to the Mediterranean Sea. The land given to Ephraim. The families of Joseph's sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, received their inheritance. The following territory was given to the families of the tribe of Ephraim as their inheritance. The eastern boundary of their inheritance began at Adaroth-Adar. From there it ran up to upper Beth Horon, and then on to the Mediterranean Sea. The northern boundary began at the Mediterranean, ran east past Mecmetha, then curved eastward past Tanath Silo to the east of the Genoa. From Genoa, it turned southward to Adaroth and Nara, touched Jericho, and ended at the Jordan River. From Tapua, the border extended westward, following the Cana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. This is the inheritance given to the families of the tribe of Ephraim. Ephraim was also given some towns with surrounding villages in the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh. They did not drive the Canaanites out of Gezer, however, so the people of Gezer lived as slaves among the people of Ephraim to this day. The land given to West Manasseh. The next allotment of land, chapter 17. The next allotment of land was given to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph's older son. Gilead, Bashan, on the east side of the Jordan, had already been given to the family of Machir because he was a great warrior. Machir was Manasseh's oldest son and was the father of Gilead. Land on the west side of the Jordan was allotted to the remaining families within the tribe of Manasseh: Abazir, Halak, Asriel, Sheshem, Hefner, and Shemidiah. However, Zelophehad, son of Hepher, who was a descendant of Manasseh, Machir, and Gilead, had no sons. Instead, he had 5 daughters. The names were Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah. Excuse me one second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Tirzah. These women came to Eleazar, the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the Israelite leaders, and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us the inheritance along with the men of our tribe." So Jordan gave them an inheritance along with their uncles, as the Lord had commanded. As a result, Manasseh's inheritance came to 10 parcels of land, in addition to the land Gilead and Bashan across the Jordan River. Because the female descendants of Manasseh received an inheritance along with their male descendants, the land of Gilead was given to the rest of the male descendants of Manasseh. The boundary of the tribe of Manasseh extended from the border of Asher to Mecmetha, which is east of Shechem. Then the boundary went south from Mecmetha to the people living near the spring of Tapua. The land surrounding Tapua belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tapua on the border of Manasseh's territory belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. From the spring of Tapua, the border of Manasseh followed the northern side of the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns in Manasseh's territory belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. The land south of the ravine belonged to Ephraim, and the land north of the ravine belonged to Manasseh. with the Mediterranean Sea forming Manasseh's western border. North of Manasseh was the territory of Asher, and to the east was the territory of Issachar. The following towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher were given to Manasseh: Bethem, Beshem, Iblim, Dor, that is, Napputh Dor, Endor, Tanash, Megiddo, and their respective villages. But the descendants of Manasseh were unable to occupy these towns. They could not drive out the Canaanites who continued to live there. Later on, however, when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves. But they did not drive them out of the land. The descendants of Joseph came to Joshua and asked, "Why have you given us only one portion of land when the Lord has given us so many people?" Jesus replied, "If the hill country of Ephraim is not large enough for you, clear out land for yourselves in the forests where the Perizzites and Raphites live." They said, "The hill country is not enough for us, and the Canaanites in the lowlands around Beshem and the valley of Jezreel have iron chariots. They are too strong for us." And Joshua said to the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph, "Since you are so large and strong, you will be given more than one portion. The forests of the hill country will be yours as well. Clear as much of the land as you wish and live there. And I am sure you can drive out the Canaanites from the valleys too, even though they are strong and have iron chariots." The allotments of the remaining land. Now that the land was under Israelite control, the entire Israelite assembly gathered at Shiloh and set up the tabernacle. But there remained 7 tribes who had not yet been allotted their inheritance. Then Joshua asked them, "How long are you going to wait before taking possession of the remaining land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given to you? Select 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out to survey the unconquered territory. They will return to me with a written report of their proposed divisions of the inheritance. The scouts will map the land into 7 sections, excluding Judah's territory in the south and Joseph's territory in the north. Then I will cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord our God to decide which section will be assigned to each tribe. However, the Levites will not receive any land. Their role as priests of the Lord is their inheritance. And the tribes of Gad, Reuben, and half-tribe of Manasseh won't receive any more land, for they have already received their inheritance, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them on the east side of the Jordan River." And I think I forgot to say again, we're on chapter 18. As the men who were mapping out the land started on their way, Joshua commanded them, "Go and survey the land, then return to me with your written report, and I will assign the land to the tribes by casting sacred lots in the presence of the Lord here at Shiloh." The men did as they were told and mapped the entire territory into 7 sections, listing the towns in each section. Then they returned to Joshua and to the camp at Shiloh. There at Shiloh, Joshua cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord to determine which tribe should have each section. The land given to Benjamin. The first allotment of land went to the families of the tribes of Benjamin. It lay between the territory previously assigned to the tribes of Judah and Joseph. The northern boundary began at the Jordan River, went north to the slope of Jericho, then west through the hill country and the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there the boundary went south to Luz, that is Bethel, and proceeded down to Atharoth-Adar to the top of the hill south of lower Beth-horon. The boundary then ran south along the western edge of the hill, facing Beth-horon, ending at the village of Kirith-Baal, that is, Kirith-Jearim, one of the towns belonging to the tribe of Judah. This was the western boundary. The southern boundary began at the outskirts of Kirith-Jearim and down to the base of the mountain beside the valley to the son of Hinnom, at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. From there it went down the valley of Hinnom, crossing south of the slope where the Jebusites lived, and continued down to En-Rogel. From En-Rogel, the boundary proceeded northeast to En-Shemesh and on to Gilaloth, which is across the slopes of Adonam. Then it went down to the stone of Bohan, Bohan was Reuben's son. From there it passed along the north side of the slope overlooking the Jordan Valley. The border went down into the valley, ran past the north slope of Beth Hoglash, and ended at the north bay of the Dead Sea, which is the southern end of the Jordan River. The eastern boundary was the Jordan River. This was the inheritance for the families of the tribe of Benjamin. The towns given to Benjamin. These were the towns given to the families of the tribe of Benjamin: Jericho, Beth Hoglah, Emekhetz, Beth Araba, Zemarium, Bethel, Avim, Para, Ophrah, Kepher, Ammoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns with their villages. Also Gibeon, Ramah, Beruth, Mizpah, Kephira, Moza, Rekem, Irpeel, Tarla, Zillah, Heleph, Jebus, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Karith Jearim, 14 towns with their villages. This was the inheritance given to the families of the tribe of Benjamin. Thank you for joining me today. We'll continue with Joshua tomorrow morning. Have a good day.